hosting process here,
mine.
Jay.
Because mine has a mic here.
Okay. Use that na lang.
Try lang.
Ayan. Si Jay's gonna try a new
another pair of headphones. I use this kasi actually for recording. I just finished tracking a new song I was recording earlier.
Oh, nice.
Walang mic. Ang ganda ng audio nyo, but I can't hear myself on the...
Tama. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go a little more low-tech with the pair.
Kami nga, ganito lang eh.
Nahiya
What are with the phone, man?
Low budget.
I'm gonna do the same.
Ayan.
This one kasi has a mic. But test it muna.
Yeah.
There. Better.
Yun.
I can hear myself more also.
Yun, sobrang clear.
Yan. Actually nga, mas solid ngayon, mas solid yung sound now eh. And then, you can hear yourself.
Really?
It's perfect.
Yeah, that's better.
Oh, we're live.
Well, we're live right now. The broadcast is live, and si Ron is going to be sharing this feed kasi with our affiliated
Groups.
partners. The mga groups. So, there's a lot of
Para masaya.
Galing. Yeah. Masaya yan. At saka masarap kasi pag may mga questions like the last time that we were on Ron, grabe mga questions because a lot of people, yung kay Mike, bro. Yung kay Mike, maraming questions din kasi nagulat kami. And there's a lot of positive engagement
Very interesting also kasi di ba? Cyber crime and cyber security and
Cybersecurity,
because ang season nga yung as soon as his NDA runs out, non-disclosure agreement niya, pwede niya ikwento yung mga pinagagawa niya. But as of now, hindi pa raw. Baka bulin siya ng mga special forces
We were just having a debate again about Michael Jordan and Krause. Ang haba ng threads sa chat group natin.
Nako. The last time I checked our chat group, there were like 144 unread messages.
There's more now.
Grabe
I was defending MJ. Si Julio was defending Osman.
Galing.
Who the hell cares about the manager, right?
Yeah.
Tama. Hey,
That's
Jay,
weird,
you might want to check your bandwidth right now kasi for a bit there you were choppy So there might be people using your Si Ron, what he does, he kicks people out of his Wi-Fi Pag nagiging choppy siya.
We have to be ruthless to make this program work.
Yeah.
Baka the kids have to lay off the Wi-Fi for a while. I'm getting choppy though.
Right. Okay, I think we're set. We're good to go.
And then Ron's going to be sending us the link. And then I'll send it to you also, bro.
All right. Thanks, man. All right, thanks for having me, by the way.
Also, you need the link. Sure, of course, man. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Yeah.
You need the link now? I'll send the link now.
Sige. Para Jay can also activate yung kanyang mga groups.
There you go. Okay, sending
yung
it.
Yung mga fans niya, di ba? Legions of fans.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jay is passionate about basketball. He used to play basketball collegiately.
Oh,
okay. For a while.
And nice. For a while.
I dropped the basketball for a microphone.
Nice.
You guys don't mind if I pop a smoke once in a while?
Sure, yeah.
No problem, man.
It's freewheeling anyway. No problem. Do your thing, Jay.
You can also be free with your language.
Cigarette ban, no?
Wala.
Liquor lang.
Liquor lang.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Istoryang Barbero. My name's Ron Poblete. I'm with Eric Madraso and John D. Bora. We have a very special guest for tonight. His name is Jay Ortega. If you know him, he's a really great musician, and he actually took some time off to join us tonight because of a very interesting topic. Napaka-interesting po yung topic natin kasi marami tayong mga kaibigang musikero. And for a time there, John, Eric, if you didn't know, Jay, I used to work for a radio station. I was in radio for 20 years, and so I have really good relationships with the bands before when they used to drop by the stations, and we used to do gigs together and come over and visit our events, and they would perform. So I feel for you guys now that we have this ECQ. It's been like almost 2 months, and marami sa ating mga kaibigan, mga kapatid na mga nasa mga musikero ay nawalan sila ng mga gig, nawalan sila ng kanilang nagkakakitaan. And we want to understand their situation. At the same time, we want to find out, siguro by the end of this conversation, meron tayong mga ideas na we can throw in the mix that might help them. If not, siguro people can also find out about their situation. Kasi yung mga tao, they're busy about getting their own assistance from the government. Nakalimutan nila na mas may mga nahihirapan na sa industriya ng musika at saka yung mga entertainers, yung mga bars, sa mga clubs. Ngayon wala silang mga trabaho. DJs rin, wala din silang mga trabaho ngayon kasi hindi sila wala mga right? Yeah. So, welcome Jay. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Jay, tell us a little about yourself, just in case there are people viewing this program now who haven't seen your music or haven't listened to your music yet.
Right. So, I started out in the 90s. I had a band called Nash. We had one album. It was with my sister and two brothers, Jovi and Milo. And we had an album out. We toured with Razorback and Wolfgang. Cool. I took a leave of absence for a while. And then I had a band called Dirt with Manuel Ligarda of Wolfgang, Miguel Ortigas of Razorback, and Paulo Pasha. And so we also had an album. And after that, I had a project I did with Noli Aurelio. He's an amazing guitarist. This guy is one of the best acoustic guitarists the country has. And so during that span of my career, we wrote several songs which I just released recently. They were recorded back in 2012 pa. Sabi ko, there are no gigs, there's nothing happening right now, and so I thought it was about time that maybe I'd put it out there for people to enjoy, hopefully. And after that thing I had back in 2012, another long hiatus for me. And then I came back with the band called Apartel that I created, formed, and eventually left after an album done. And then I formed a band called Homes. I released an album that I had mastered in Nashville, Tennessee. And so that album is out now. It's available on vinyl record as well. It was mastered there in Nashville and pressed there as well on vinyl. And then right now I'm writing new songs. Actually, I'm going to be releasing a new track called Super Steady. This was written by Dan Hill. He used to be in the group called Chilitis, and I sang the song for him. It's going to be released on the 29th. And then just a few hours ago, I just finished recording another song that I plan on releasing soon as well. Something I wrote naman. So I've been...
Galing. You've been so prolific, bro, huh?
Wala kasi...
We're hoping listen to your music tonight. Huh?
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Wala kasing gigs. So there's really nothing for us to do. We're stuck at home. My son has recording equipment, so I asked him, hey, Iho, help me out. Let's do something. Get me to record some of my songs. And so I've been doing that of late.
Galing, na?
Thanks, man.
So, Jay, before the pandemic... Yeah. Well, before the pandemic, Jay, what were you? Did you have gigs prior to this pandemic?
We had regular gigs with Homes, with the band that I have currently, and we we were supposed to do quite a number of really big event gigs. One of which was
I remember
Record
for
Store
2020.
Day. Yeah, one of which was Record Store Day. So anyone who's into vinyl records, these are the people that were supposed to be attending it. The lineup was amazing. Was supposed to be with Sandwich, with the Chili Peas. It full lineup, about 20 bands or so. Sayang.
Galing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Grabe, no?
like how long into the pandemic or the COVID-19 crisis did you guys, feel the brunt of all this?
Siguro
not
mga,
having gigs.
Yeah. Siguro mga 2-3 weeks into it. It took a while, no? Parang at that point kasi we were all still medyo in shock. Although it was sort of expected because we were hearing news from China and what was happening in South Korea and all that. No, we were informed naman, especially in that chat group I have with John D.
It's a very intelligent chat group. I'm really proud of our chat group. We never stooped to hysteria. Diba? We supported one another when we were getting depressed and everything.
Right.
Talaga nagtulungan tayo. I'm really happy for that.
It's one of the things that keeps me sane, dude.
Actually, when John D brought it up that he wanted you to join us for this blog, we were very excited about it because it was quite different from the usual thing that we talk about here on this blog. So lately, it's been about politics and about what government has been doing, and to have you as a guest, it makes us see it makes us want to find out what's happening with the other people who are affected by the pandemic. Now we do know a lot of friends. So we have friends now who are still coping with the situation. So we have a few questions that we lined up for you, Jay. We'll start with Eric. You might want to throw in the first.
Si Eric starstruck because Jay, he actually checked out your Spotify. He checked out your Spotify.
Yeah, man, because I'm a very big Wolfgang and Razorback fan, so I grew up with the bands. No, I mean, coming from Davao, I only hear them through radio and cassette tapes and everything. So now that I'm in Manila, kung may mga gigs, I really try to go. Kahit nasa QC yan, I'm from the South. Kahit nasa QC yan, I try to go. And Jay, I actually listened. I didn't know who you were before this, but I'm sorry. But
not a lot of people do. You don't have to apologize.
And I listened to your songs, man.
All 10 of my fans are listening now.
So I listened to some of your songs, and they're really good. I mean, they have this Wolfgang Razorback vibe as well. So music that I really appreciate. So
thanks, man.
Excited to be talking to you. I am starstruck. But there's this question lang, no. So we do have some questions. So first off, how are you coping as an artist during this pandemic, this time of pandemic, and especially that the recent announcement just noon today, wherein entertainment hubs are not allowed to operate even in the GCQ scenario. So how are you coping, and what are the plans of the music industry when it comes to moving forward?
It's been really hard for a lot of people. There are some that are trying to do live gigs via streaming, no? But it's very difficult. One because our Wi-Fi isn't really reliable enough. So there's latency. If your guitarist is out in QC, you're here in the South, you're trying to sing over what the guitarist is playing, and you're not getting it at the same time, that won't jive. It won't work. We'll all sound amateur, even if we've been professional for the last 30 years.
I'm assuming that you tried. I'm assuming.
I tried. Taga South lang both of us, pero it really didn't work. I saw Basti do a live IG gig. No? It
I
sounded
watched that,
good.
yeah.
But he found, galing din Basti, he found a way to do it. No, what he did was, he asked Tirso, Ripoll of Razorback, to record a track for him. So,
Okay.
Basti had a monitor, no, right beside him, where his stage were, and so you could see Tirso on the monitor playing a recorded riff that Basti sang live over. So it worked.
Galing.
Pero mahirap siya. Even Risa, the wife of Basti, helped him quite a lot.
Yeah.
She was essentially the floor director, helping Basti cue everything.
Right.
You know.
Tama.
Took them daw. I think he had maybe like 3 or 4 rehearsals pa just to be able to air it.
May rehearsal pa pala yan, ha?
Yeah, kasi you don't know exactly what the guitarist played. You'd have to listen and sing along several times to get accustomed to it. Pero galing, Basti actually did almost a 2-hour set, which is incredible for something, that type of scenario.
Right.
Wow.
Right. So
Going online na, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
So going back to your question, parang hirap talaga for all artists. Unless you're a singer-songwriter that performs with an acoustic guitar, you're able to play that well and sing well at the same time. Then I think, at least for that, kaya. Yeah. Kaya mag-live. Other than that, wala talaga. And knowing what I know now about the virus and about how our government is doing what they can to try and flatten that so-called curve, it's gonna be a while. And this industry is gonna be hit the most because we're not gonna get there soon. I mean, every other, in my opinion, friends who are economists would say infrastructure would be the first. Dominguez himself, Secretary Dominguez said so. Parang yun yung punta eh. So that there are more people that get jobs and all that, and so it gets the ball rolling for the economy. But the entertainment industry is really hit hard, and there's really no one doing anything, from the government side to try and help us. I'm a member of PhilSCAP, and PhilSCAP may konting ayuda naman sila, Meron naman.
May ayuda.
It's not big though, no, but it's something. If you're a member of PhilSCAP, not all musicians are.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
There's also a group. Yeah, there's also a group headed by Ryan Cayabyab, Twinkie Lagdameo, and some other artists, mga senior. They're also trying to do something, but it's mostly also fundraisers really, and the donations really go also to the frontliners, of course, who need it most. But there's really nothing going to the artists themselves.
Right.
Hardly.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I know a few people who are DJs. They're DJs for clubs, and what they're doing now, they've diversified. They're now selling medical products. I was really surprised, but
I know who you're referring to, bro. Yeah, and
the thing is, diba? And then these guys kasi used to talaga make a living as a DJ.
Right.
So they're okay, they're fine before this happened. So now they're really finding other ways to put food on the table. So I can understand what your situation is, Jay, but how many of if you were to sort of give us an idea of how bad the musicians are hit these days, like out of the many musicians that how many of them are actually earning something right now?
Oh, very few. That's the minority. These are the musicians who have either day jobs, or are businessmen and own their own businesses. Those are the only ones. But that's a very small minority. Most musicians that I know, or at least the ones that I've known for the longest, are through and through musicians. That's all they do. And so there really isn't anything. There's really nothing coming in.
I've seen a few people though go online and do lessons. They teach.
That's one thing, no? That's one thing. Not everyone's able to do so, but you're right. That's at least one thing.
Yeah.
It's not a lot, but it's something.
Yeah.
But how about you?
It's teaching kasi is a specific skill, di ba?
It
Yeah,
is.
Oh,
You need
yeah.
patience.
I mean, di ba, there's a saying, di ba? Those who can't do, teach.
Right.
Di ba? It's very rare. You can actually be excellent at what you do, and at the same time, you're capable of teaching it to others. Di ba? Rare
Right,
gift yun,
right. Patience is a skill. A skill not a lot of artists have. There's what people call an artist's mentality, di ba? You're focused, you're being creative, you don't want people bugging you. Your attention span is, and your patience. Yeah. It's different.
Oh, wow.
But how often do musicians these days get together, at least via Zoom or do teleconferences? Do you guys talk to each other, get in touch with each other all the time?
I chat with my bandmates once in a while. I say hi, I say hello, how are you guys doing? May kamusta lang, hoping they're all safe, they're all healthy. Ganyan lang really, but there are people who have approached me, like Dan Hill. I just sang for one of his songs. That's going to be my next single soon.
Oh, wow, nice.
I had a song written down, a Tagalog tune. I haven't written one since Apertel, so I'm pretty excited about this one. Another friend who was a former bandmate with Apertel messaged me asking if maybe we could collab, and I thought of her right away. Sabi ko, tara, this song I wrote, let's collab on it. So now she's actually tracking her vocal parts for it.
Oh, nice.
There's that naman.
Galing. Yeah.
At the very least, kasi, since you can't gig, at least put something out. Not that we get a lot from royalties, no? That's not a lot either, but at least it's something.
Oh, nga, Jason, things have been very different now for the music industry compared to how it was before. I remember you can actually have go to a physical store and buy the records over there, and the artist from that. Now digital, and how do you get by? Your income, your revenue stream is a little bit smaller now compared before.
Right. If you're lucky enough to get a huge following, especially on Spotify, iTunes kasi medyo it's getting phased out na rin eh. People are more on Spotify among all the digital platforms. Apple Music is still there. There's one called Deezer, but Deezer is really also for audiophiles eh. Kasi the sound quality is better than all of the other platforms. But if you're after popularity, Spotify is the way to go.
So how does a person earn? How does an artist earn from Spotify? Can you explain to people who are not in the know?
Yeah, essentially you get royalties based on the number of streams. So streaming is every time your song is played or someone listens to your song. In a month, you get to. We're given an app. Apart from Spotify app, an artist gets an artist Spotify app.
Okay.
So you're able to monitor the number of streams, the number of followers you're getting. You can even see if someone in the US or Japan or China.
Okay. So there's analytics.
Yeah. It's worldwide kasi.
Analytics. Okay.
Yeah. So I just followed Jay Ortega on Spotify right now. So whoever's watching, please do him a favor and follow him on Spotify as well. He has really nice songs. Solid.
Thanks,
So
man.
Jay, this gives me an idea though. Like if you want to help our local artists, then they'll just have to follow you or support your music on Spotify. That can, at the very least,
that can help me. That can help me a lot. At the very least, get a chance to gain a little more royalty.
Yeah.
Okay.
So adding songs to a playlist also helps a lot. That's one of the algorithms on Spotify. If a song gets into a playlist, especially if the playlist has a lot of followers, biglang boost yun. For sure.
Talaga? Because I remember in Best of the Best Manila, it's a Facebook group kasi. They had one really, really successful playlist na, I think it was Inky the Joss who started it out and then he asked people to collaborate on the playlist. Yeah. And then, before we knew it, ang haba ng playlist, and then there's so many people following. So I didn't know pala you can use that pala as a way of
It's actually the
monetize.
most important. It's the most important part of being on Spotify.
Okay.
There are what you
what's
call. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Now, what's a good month or a good day for an artist on Spotify?
A good day would be on a Thursday or a Friday, so that you get a chance. It's not guaranteed, but you get a chance to be included on the New Music Friday playlist.
Yes.
Oh.
The one that they recommend us.
Yes. There are ways, but especially for us that are indie, we kind of have to, really learn the ropes ourselves. Otherwise, you'd have to have a label. It's the label's job naman to get your song on a playlist. Doing the same thing. So if you know how it's done by researching, trying to find out what works and what doesn't, then you're able to do what the label does. Labels these days, at least in my humble opinion, aren't really necessary.
Talaga?
If you know what you're doing, Yeah.
Sige.
Yeah, when you see artists perform well on Spotify on their own, like independently, and then when they do, like record labels just pick them up because
normally that's the case these days,
right? So that's how they do A&R now. They don't like pay an A&R guy anymore to
right?
find talents.
Right.
It's like a reversal of what used to happen before, diba? Before, you had to be discovered by a record label, and then they would produce your album, and then you get the following. For now, you can actually do the reverse, no?
Yes.
You can create your own hype, actually.
The big difference, though, is if the label gets you, they sign you, they are now attached on your credit line as the producer. They own the rights to your song.
Yeah.
At least for a certain number of years.
For a certain number of years.
So there's that. And then most artists, they get like a lump sum. It's not big, believe me, musicians don't make a lot of money. But if you're given a lump sum, that's essentially advance royalties.
Okay, yeah. I can see that.
And you're not really able to follow either. You rely on what the label tells you. Now, if the label says you've only sold so and so much, and that's all the royalties you get.
But I can see the allure for a struggling artist. Like if a label comes to you and says, "All right, I'll drop you like 10 grand for your music," you'll be like, "Sure, 10 grand, $10,000 is better than nothing." And then they'll.
I don't know when you're struggling.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So Jay, is there like a threshold, like if you were an artist on Spotify, like how many followers or how many spins, so to speak, should you get to earn something substantial?
Quite a lot there. I would say at least 100,000 on that range of streams of followers.
Right. So 100,000 that translates to how much, like an estimate a month?
Let's say you get 100,000 streams, you will likely get maybe $100. It's not a lot.
Wow.
It's not a lot.
Oh my gosh.
It's not much pala, no?
And then here's another thing to that. A lot of these artists, like myself actually, use an aggregate, sort of like a middleman.
Okay.
There are a few. There's DistroKid, which is a US-based company. There's Believe UK, which is a UK-based company, and Dito Music, which is also UK-based. Holmes, my band, is under DistroKid. My personal solo account is under Dito Music naman. I wanted to try both just to compare. And Dito Music kasi has a Philippine contingent here. So it's easier to deal with them directly. Yeah.
How's that going so far, though?
But they also get a percentage, So, kumita ka na sa streams, may porsyento pa silang konti doon.
Wow.
That was my point with that whole thing. So, whatever gets to the artist really isn't quite,
Okay, so
especially during the pandemic, para ka talagang starving artist. My gosh.
Yes.
If you have
artists earn more during gigs, to be honest.
So
that's what I was about to say.
Not earning as much if you have that many spins on Spotify, you're gonna get like 100,000 for 100 pesos, $100,
$100 naman. Yeah.
$100 for 100,000 spins.
Right.
Wow. Okay, it's
So,
not.
so basically, what pays
Yeah,
the
Eric.
bills are the gigs. No.
What pays the bills are the gigs. The gigs, the physical albums, let's say it's a CD or vinyl, and
Right.
merchandising, T-shirts or whatnot that you're selling
Yeah,
for
Right.
or the artist. Yeah.
I see.
It's
Well,
the
how
same in the
Wow.
States. The Americans, the world performers, anyone who's popular, they really make more. That's why they tour a lot. Eh.
Yeah.
Kaya pala. Okay.
Lalo na these days kasi everything's just downloaded. You know, one song
Agree. Yes.
you get paid $1.99 per download of the song.
Tama.
If it's not a
So
big
you're-
hit, it's hardly anything.
So you're saying, Jay, the reality of it all is that the artists of today, they have to really go out and gig for them
Yes.
to earn enough money.
Yes.
Because if not,
Okay,
you're just gonna sit on an album. Like for example, if they release an album and then they're not gonna do anything, it's not gonna do much for them, right?
Not necessarily unless you really get a big hit, no? These big hits
Yeah.
are wow. They're more
Yeah.
than, yeah.
But people do they still buy records online?
Yes.
Do they? So that they do.
They do.
They're not dependent on like Spotify to get your
There
music.
are what you call your audio files, like with records at least, or
Yeah.
vinyl records. Most of the people
Tama.
that bought the Holmes record were audiophiles. People who collect records, who are
Tama,
purists.
tama.
They
Mga
want to
purist.
have that physical thing that they can hold, that they can read through, read the liner notes,
Liner notes, I remember, no? All of the old albums dati may mga
Yeah.
liner notes yan.
Yeah. Stories
Yeah.
about the songs, the lyrics of the
Tama.
songs.
Yeah.
Who
But
produced
do they
it?
like? Yeah. That's like one of the attraction to buying
Right.
an actual record. physical
Right.
record. Interesting. But how about like other platforms though? Like YouTube for one pays a lot of money to people who have really good following.
It pays a lot if you have a lot of followers. Correct.
Okay.
Again, it's based naman on the number of subscribers and the number of hits. Number of hits you
Number of hits. Yeah.
But how are
So
the
it's
artists,
really-
our local artists, doing with that so far? I
There
know
are
like some local artists.
There are some that are doing really well. Really well.
Talaga?
One example would be Four of Spades, that band.
Yeah.
Fourth stage. Yeah.
Even with the original singer leaving the band and going solo, the solo artist Unique and the band Four of Spades both have like, wow, dude, millions of hits on their
Grabe, no?
YouTube videos.
I think
So they
it
do.
was
You can
But the
monetize.
YouTube videos din naman kasi, these are produced eh. No, you may director and everything, tapos may ano. It's like totoong music video, right?
Yeah.
No, Rick, but we have like very raw videos that were made by musicians, like the ones who are not popular and then they became viral. Those people still earn a lot of money, even if it's not as well produced.
Oh, okay.
That's true.
I see.
The ones that are with storyboard, directed by a famous director, with a cinematographer. These are normally bands that are with labels kasi they have money to
With labels.
I see. Okay.
Right.
Grabe, no?
An example though, like Razorback just released a new single and
Okay.
they had a music video for it. All the members
Yeah.
shot themselves during quarantine. One shot, one phone camera, and then my wife, actually, Aliyah, was the one who put that video together. It looks professional.
wow, okay.
It's good. Pero, yan, it was all done during quarantine.
Grabe, no? So, Jay, before we proceed further, no, there are some people who are making you, may bumabati na, Patrick Llamas is asking, how are you daw?
Oh, he was a classmate of mine in AMA, computer science.
Okay.
Tapos nahanap ko sa SB. Galing, na.
Hi also
Yeah,
pala to Mike and Julio.
That's right na.
Si Julio,
Mike
hindi ko
Sarana.
na nababatiin kasi naaway ako. Kraus daw over MJ.
Wow, no. Lugi si Julio. You know, he's the only one yata in our chat group who hasn't been on the show yet, eh, no?
Oo nga.
No offense to Julio, but that's a silly argument.
Yari ako yan. Yari ako yan kay Julio mamaya.
Julio, bilis mag-type nun eh, di ba? He actually used the keyboard kasi pag umihirit na yan eh.
But he really knows his basketball though. That guy's like a walking thesaurus of basketball, man.
We'll have like a different program for that, right? Like a blog about the documentary. The
Last
one on
Dance.
Netflix.
Yeah, or even just how the documentary affected all of us. Diba? It came at a time when there's practically nothing to watch, and yet,
right?
And of course,
Yeah.
the subject
Perfect
matter is so
timing.
compelling. Eh. Perfect
Yeah.
timing, ang galing.
Yeah.
Ayan. Si Mike Puzon is asking, how are you, Jay? Parang hindi tayo nag-uusap 15 minutes ago.
155 Viber messages ago.
Galing. Sige, yeah, let's go back to the note. We have this is very interesting. We have a lot of questions also that we wanted to Jay, moving forward, no? Kasi obviously our lives are going to be changing even after the GCQ, the modified ECQ, and then the GCQ has been lifted, no? How do you see the music industry moving forward?
We have
people
to
always need music. Yeah. Go ahead.
I think we really have to be creative. Well, one, of course, is to keep producing, keep recording, keep writing songs, put stuff out there. No, that's one thing. And then maybe be creative. I don't know, man. Drive-in gigs, like a drive-in movie.
Pwede. Oo nga, no?
Maybe something like that. Para naman a lot of people can gather, but still be safe.
Pwede,
Oo nga
pwede.
eh. I was actually trying to rack my brain na gano'n, no? Parang isa sa mga naisip ko was really yung mga drive-in or people can just, or for example, sa amphitheater ng High Street.
Right.
Nandun kayo, pero people are not allowed to gather, pero at least nandun sila sa, alam mo yun, nandun lang sila sa area na yun, and you guys can perform as well, di ba? Something to that point. Pero,
Tama.
ganda yun eh.
Or
Ano
maybe
pa
you can come up with music rooms where people will have to pay a minimum to get in, so that they can watch.
Pwede. I like that idea.
Right. Groups of 4 or 5, no? Something like that. Pwede rin. It might be a little off-putting, maybe in the beginning for the artists themselves, because we feed off the audience. Eh.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Oo.
People are screaming. You see people dancing, looking at you, and enjoying themselves, and that you get off of that. Eh. And the more you want to perform. So I don't know how it's going to work looking at, let's say it's a drive-in, looking at cars rather than straight at the eyes of the people
That's true.
connecting with them. Diba?
Tama,
You know what?
tama.
An idea just occurred to me, Jay, like, you know what would come off as interesting though, like, kasi we were talking about, I think one of the guys that we know, who teaches how to monetize, your content on YouTube. What's his name again, John D? The guy we watched. Yeah, Carlo. I don't know.
Carlo Ople. Yeah. He's VP for content development yata in Smart already now. So he knows his stuff. PLDT, no?
So he gave a few pointers about how to come up with content, really entertaining content on YouTube, and then how you can monetize that. As far as I know, like if you get a minimum of 100,000 followers, and then you get as many hits seguro for a particular post, you can earn as much as like 30 grand out of that in one go. So sometimes there are some YouTubers, they don't even have to work a single day in their lives. They just have to come up with content. And I feel like one thing that you can do, like you for one, Jay, you have a wife who's also a good, that happens to be her trade, right? She can record a video of you probably writing songs, the whole process, because people like watching it, the behind the scenes of the creative process.
Right.
So, I don't know. I
That's the reason why
suggestion maybe
tumatak
like
yung The Last Dance, because there's a lot of footage of behind the scenes. You know what was happening in the locker
Yeah.
room with the Bulls and
yeah. Getting into the inner workings of an artist is a very entertaining thing, and I can imagine like some of our artist friends who would get into something like that, get like just a simple setup with a camera, and then they will probably they will just like a few minutes talk about what inspires them at that very moment, and they will write about it and then create an actual song right there and then. So that's something that you could probably consider.
Content really is the key. Kaya lang, your content also has to have that certain viral quality. If it's not viral enough, wala ring manonood.
Pero you wouldn't really know which one is going to go viral. Diba? Sometimes nga, like for example, sa movies, hindi natin alam kung yung particular line na yan magiging catchphrase pala siya, diba?
Yeah.
Diba? And sometimes when you in my mind, no, when you write a song, kala mo parang wala lang, pero when it connects to people, then it becomes viral. So I think tama rin yung sinabi ni Jay, just keep on creating, just keep it going, put it out there, and people will just pick it up, diba?
And hopefully, one of those things that you put out gets you that hit that you need.
Yeah,
That's true.
Grabe, pero ang hirap pala maging musikero ngayon, no?
Hirap. And not just
hirap, man. I mean,
even if like Aliyah and I, my wife, we do events. Our day job is that.
You mentioned that earlier.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Events, the optimal thing for events is to gather people. If you're not able to do that, who would want to pay for an event? Wala rin.
Pwede, kasi I know, like, for example, I have a friend who's big in the wedding hosting industry. Like, he hosts like a lot of. No, he doesn't. Well, we do have like friends who organize.
Like a wedding planner,
He's a wedding host. That's his primary job.
Okay,
So he's not a lot of weddings. He's getting a lot of he's earning good money just hosting events, hosting weddings, and now everything is on hold, right? Because no one. So things are getting postponed or moved to a later date, and so. I hope his savings won't dry out, because obviously you'll have to spend in these coming months where everything is lean. So what do you do, right?
Right.
So if you're a host and your job is to actually entertain people or a crowd, and you can't have crowds anymore. So who would hire you?
Right.
Yeah.
But you guys made a really good...
ako, promise.
Ano, Jay? Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, go ahead, Jay.
You guys really made a good point. It's you have to keep doing and coming up with content and putting it out there. YouTube, Spotify, whatever it is. In the hopes na sana you get that following. Like with my YouTube channel, I only have for homes, I only have 77 subscribers. For myself, I just started it. I think I have like maybe 27 or 28 followers.
Well, you start somewhere, right? And hopefully with this, diba, madadagdagan natin yan. I'm gonna look for you now on YouTube and follow, man. I want to help you as much as I can.
Thanks, man.
Truly one thing you realize about social media, it's really about it's still about networking. Really, it's finding like, for example, like if we're doing a video right now and we're sharing it with another group, and that group has like 200,000 followers. So chances are this video will have a reach that's more than what you would expect if we were doing this without any support whatsoever. So it's just a matter of having like different platforms helping you. And I'm sure Jay, you probably have like a lot of friends who have their own pages that they maintain, and perhaps maybe we should also create like a page where you can put in all the creative content that most of our artists are doing right now. We can actually use the page that we have right now that we're using for this blog, Pop Beans, which was intended for artists.
It was intended.
That's an excellent idea.
We set up Pop Beans for to create content about music, about popular culture. And
Right.
yeah, we can like post your videos on this page. We have like 13,000 followers. That's not as much as most of the
That's a
other,
lot. That's a lot.
Okay, well, yeah, we
It's
can
okay.
we can
Oh,
use
yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
platform for some of you guys, right? If you're still like trying to catch fire, so
Right.
we can
No, tama
definitely.
yan, you know. Because, you know,
Is
ayun,
this you?
si Eric already found
Yes, that's
yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah,
Is this
that's
you?
him, that's him.
All right,
Ah,
cool. This is Holmes,
him.
right? Holmes.
That's my band
The
home.
band Holmes.
I have that,
okay.
and then I have my personal solo account.
Solo Jay
As a
Ortega
solo
naman, diba?
artist. Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
just Jay Ortega.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, kasi I'm not able to be with my bandmates, and so it was never my plan to go solo per se. Even the Holmes album was supposed to be a Jay Ortega album. At least my co-producer Louis Talan wanted it so. Louis Talan, Razorback, helped me create
Bassist,
that
yeah,
album.
bahista, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Legendary bahista.
I still wanted to hide behind a band name. Parang I don't know. Maybe I'm not egotistical enough, but circumstance.
Oh, there you go. I think I found you, man.
Circumstance right now kind of forced me into wala akong choice so I can't get with my bandmates, so I might as well try to produce my own songs on my own. Or
Hey,
at least
Jay, we have a comment here from an older fellow, si Hubert, attorney Hubert Guevara.
Older.
He says, bro, kuya natin yan di ba? Kasi attorney yan He says, good job in keeping the topic interesting. I hope other artists could listen to this interview. It's very informative. Galing. You know?
Thank
you,
you.
Hubert.
Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
yeah.
Thank you, Attorney Hubert.
Galing. And I never thought we'd be engaging him. Normally, kasi he's more like the go-to person that we have to for legal stuff.
Oh,
He came
awesome.
he came on this episode to address to a certain extent yung mga different ways in which the government was helping the people and ways that they can improve and everything from a legal point of view. Jay, kanina you're talking about how satisfying it was to have time to create stuff during this pandemic. Can you elaborate on that? What kind of satisfaction do you get right now from being able to create?
Quite a lot. To be honest, music is, apart from our chat group, music is keeping me sane, man. It's keeping me sane. At least in my own humble way, I'm able to work, to do something, to create something. And there's always that amazing feeling when you've done something and it's finished and you've been able to put it out there. It may not be as instantly gratifying as performing in front of a crowd, but it's as gratifying to me to at least be able to be there and still remain viable, still remain there, constantly, that people know you're still there and producing, new stuff and music at the same time. Not a lot of people has been giving credence to artists during this lockdown. The thing is, what do you do at home? You watch Netflix. You watch series, movies produced by artists, written by artists. You listen to Spotify, to music. Who made that? Artists too. If not for us artists, wala kang gagawin sa bahay, man. There's nothing.
Tama.
One thing I can imagine, Jay, that we
Diba?
can do collectively, even the government can probably lead, if they can't help you financially or at least give you financial assistance, because of the fact that in terms of the arts, it actually varies what you the type of artists that earn money. It varies. Like you have like a top artist who earns so much, so the government automatically will assume that these people will get by. But you have also the struggling artists, the ones who are
reliant on gigs. Yeah.
I think this was mentioned by one of our teammates, Paulo Bejones, before, when chance to talk to one of the undersecretaries for the DILG, actually Yusek Maraya. And then one of the things that were posed, one thing that was asked about, because Paulo has a resto bar, right?
It's a resto bar. It's really good. Yung Punta Manila. But that's in Shaw.
You got to perform with the Jay.
Galing. The food is good.
I know Paolo because I directed him for a show we were doing before.
There you go.
He's an awesome
Ayun
host.
na yan.
Really
Yeah, so
nice
he's
to work with.
he's really concerned
Yeah.
about his the people he employs for Punta, and then he has obviously has bands performing there. And one of his concerns was like, how are my bands gonna get by during this ECQ? And so that was brought up with no, it wasn't with Yusek Malaya. It was one of the directors of the DSWD, because they were talking about the social remuneration program, whether or not these bands or these struggling artists are eligible to receive money from the government. And well, they actually are. If they're like heads of the family and they don't have any jobs, they're actually they come from the informal sector, right? So they're also qualified to actually receive some assistance from the government. But obviously, we have to really, how do we sustain that though, right? We have to also think about how these artists can get by for the next what? We're thinking, since this is going to be a new normal, right? Even if we lift the ECQ in Metro Manila, it won't be the same again. For like until we get the vaccine for COVID-19, there won't be any mass
We are all thinking
gatherings.
the same thing. Yeah.
So what
We're
do
all
we do with the
thinking the same
artists?
thing.
So one idea, Jay,
Tama.
is maybe I don't know. I don't know how the government can support a campaign where, or maybe the artists can get together and support the artists who are struggling. Like the bigger ones can come up.
Well, ngayon pa lang, Ron, diba, there's a wellspring of support talaga for buying local and only patronizing local for the meantime.
Sure.
For the next 6 to 18 months, I think you're going to see a lot of Filipinos na, if it's a choice between something which is manufactured outside the Philippines, or if it's something in the Philippines, they're going to go for the one that's in the Philippines, regardless, at the beginning, even regardless of quality. Just because you're Filipino, diba, they're going to patronize you first. And I think there's going to be an opportunity for the mga artists dito if they can, for example, get together and organize themselves so that, alam mo, it becomes like scheduling na lang eh. So instead of, you try to recreate the gig economy for the new normal.
Right.
Yeah.
Diba? By monetizing si Spotify, si YouTube. And at the same time, diba, the DTI can get behind that, diba? O sige, you're the artist, diba? If you agree, for example, diba, to, kasi the gig economy also can be very gray area, diba? Not all of the gig stuff
Here's an idea.
really go get that government. Yeah, go Ron.
Here's an idea. We have a lot of Filipino influencers, right, who have so many followers, who have like hundreds and thousands or maybe millions of followers. We can, if they really intend to help, the Filipino, and then they can start with their fellow artists. Like, for example, for one, like just at the top of my head, like somebody like Ann Curtis for one, or Angel Locsin. Obviously, they have like a ton of followers. If they can invite all these, these small bands, and do like a content for her, and then whatever she receives from her content, she gives to the band, right?
Right.
Because that will generate income, right? So that's an idea.
Yeah. Pwede. Yeah.
So we can do something like that. It's just siguro we just need the right people to really focus on it, and maybe we'll really sincerely lend a helping hand. There's so many ways we can think of right now, Jay. It's just
Yeah.
Maybe because not a lot of, I'm lucky that we have recording equipment here. It's my son's actually, not mine.
Okay.
Nakikihiram lang ako.
Nakikihiram ka lang.
Yeah, man. Not a lot of artists have their own recording gear. Kung maski yan man lang sana, pwede i-provide ng gobyerno, no? For those who don't have.
Okay.
Para naman, they're also still able to come up with content for themselves.
Interesting.
You have all the time in the world to write songs, to record, but you're not able to. Medyo nakakaawa din.
Yeah. My question si Eric. Yeah.
So Jay, what are the basic recording equipment does an artist need right now at their homes?
Well, you need a reliable, maski laptop man lang. It doesn't have to be
Okay.
Yeah, desktop, di naman kailangan. Maski laptop, that works, okay na yan. You need an interface so that you can connect your laptop to your instruments. No?
Right.
So you plug in your amp, your guitar, your microphone onto that interface, and that interface is read by your computer. Now, then you also need monitors, good ones sana, para you know the kind of sound quality you're producing. That, and then headphones also. So you listen to that, kasi nakakapagod, naka-headphones palagi.
Right.
No, you need to rest your ears from that. So what you do is you listen to your monitors naman. These are the basic things you need. Pwede na eh. Pwede ka nang makarecord.
Alam mo, guys, it's in the same way we were asking si Mike Puzon to come up with an infographic about cybersecurity. I think that, Jay can collaborate with Mike to come up with an infographic about, the basic stuff that a artist would need to have in order to be productive during the quarantine. Diba? And we can put it on top beans. Diba?
Yeah, Jay.
We can share it. And alam mo,
We can share it.
Yeah.
Ron, si Pop Beans super fan pala. yung super fan ng ating Istoryang futBOLERO, si Abet fan Kubit. He has another comment here. Have you watched the Moira and Jason fundraising Kantahan series? I don't know how much they managed to get, but people, I believe, share some amount during live concerts. So, this topic is really engaging pala talaga because si Abet normally comments on political stuff eh. So I think he's really concerned also that, our artists have ways of sustaining us. Maraming salamat, Abet.
Yeah, Abet, thank you so much for sending that. We also have like Jinx Toribio. Wait, where's that?
Yeah.
Support local, think local, buy local. That's a great slogan. Huh? That's something we can use for the entire year.
Pwede yan. I'm all for that.
Let's drive that message talaga down to
same goes with the songs you listen to. Diba? All OPM ka naman muna.
Jay, I have a music related question.
Fast, man.
Yeah.
Lea Salonga's an easy example, but there are others out there who've not gotten the same breaks Lea has, but also is as good.
I have a question for you, Jay, that's music related. Because you talk about Wolfgang and Razorback, we're big fans of that because we grew up in that era, in the 90s, when rock and roll was really huge, right? Now it's a different generation now. It's the music is quite different. It's a bit. Sometimes it reminds you of the sound of the synthesizer 80s. The way they're coming out with. That's very 80s now, right?
That's an awesome observation. Even the drum sound that's being produced for whatever reggae, rock, soul, R&B, whatever type of music, especially pop that's being produced now, super 80s sound. That's where it's at right now. And this is worldwide. This is happening worldwide. That's really what the sound is. Galing, your observation, man.
So I'm just wondering, Jay, like how are the bands like Razorback and Wolfgang and yourself are able to adjust to this trend in music?
I had an epiphany personally. I was lucky enough to be invited to have a gig at the BB King Club on Beale Street in Memphis. This was back in 2015, I think. And that trip was very meaningful to me because for me, like that was like my wow. I'm playing at BB King.
Yeah.
This actually, I was thinking at that time that would be my last gig because I wanted to quit. Parang nothing really was happening. I wasn't so happy with what was happening with the music scene here locally. But just from hanging out there, going around, watching all the other bands competing at the blues festival, and talking to locals there, it inspired me. But I wanted a change. So soon as I got back, that's when I started writing soul music rather than I was not. And so I changed. I switched. Lucky enough, though, because apparently that was being the trend worldwide. You don't really hear a lot of rock these days.
No.
Yeah. That's the thing.
Oo nga.
So, it's taken
Cross genres na eh.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you hear tinges of rock, tinges of reggae, but the actual groove to it is more of that soul R&B type vibe.
Tama.
Maybe it's also because we've matured as musicians.
Yes,
We've evolved, and we've sort of been there, done that with regards to all the rock and roll, you know. We wanted to try something different, at least personally, based on what I've done. But I see it happening.
That's awesome.
Tama. Yeah. All you have to do is look at your own personal Spotify playlists, diba? Before, it used to be so limited eh. And then suddenly people be recommending you stuff, tapos you meet new people, you discover new music. Before you know it, yung Spotify playlist mo, parang na siyang gubat, pare, di ba? There's so many different mga branches already and so many different kinds of music you never think that you get into. Uy, yan na. What is this?
Here's Jay, though.
Thanks for being here.
I've never seen this.
Galing.
We're about to groove you, motherfuckers.
Okay lang ba yan? Nagmumukha yata ako dyan.
Okay lang yan.
Wala kaming narinig. Ayan, bawal yun.
Jay on YouTube.
Galing.
There you go.
But this is a cover.
Is this the soul that you're bringing back, Jay?
Trying. This is the cover though. This is one of my songs. Obviously, it's Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Oh. Where is that? Is that in Saguio?
No, this is in Alamat.
Alamat yan, di ba? Yeah. Sarap ng beer dyan.
Malamig.
Yeah.
It feels weird watching it.
Galing.
That's so cool, Jay.
Galing, man.
This is something that we can also kasi do on a regular basis here. Kasi normally we deal with a lot of mga weighty issues eh. But from time to time, it's really nice just to talk about the stuff which keeps us sane and brings us so much joy, di ba?
Right.
So maybe from time to time we can devote an episode towards getting musicians,
I can help you guys out, man. I can help you guys out, talk to other musicians that would be willing to be part of your amazing show, man.
Sure,
I'm
man.
thinking,
Thank
Jay,
you.
like having a musician probably like do a short interview, like interspersed with a performance, like a song, and that would be great.
Yeah. It's a good way of at least putting stuff out there,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like we can get to ask, we can be fanboys, like ask about the music, like what the inspiration was when they wrote this song. Like maybe if we can invite like our guys from Razorback and Basti and
Sure. Yeah.
To join us here, that would be great too.
Yeah. No.
Eric will be quiet the whole time. Eric's just gonna go.
I'd be like the whole time.
Yeah. So Jay, do you feel positive or do you feel optimistic about what's going on, or you still feeling a little down?
I'm a very positive person.
Looks like it, yeah.
We get thrown all this shit. Sorry, we get thrown all this. We get thrown all this shit all the time. It's just part of life. So it's a matter of how you deal with it, no? And if you keep trying to be positive, at the very least, trying to do something about it, rather than sit in a corner and mope.
Well, that's true.
Then there's a better possibility if you coming out of it, better.
That's true.
Galing na.
But I hope we can.
That's really the sort of attitude kasi that's really gonna carry us over. You know, not just to survive the pandemic and then the ECQ, but really to flourish after this.
Yes,
Kasi
and over.
I don't think people are aware of the power of music to inspire people, to look in themselves and not see darkness, but to see hope.
Yes.
Diba? And that's why, we all have really, really cool playlists because, from time to time, we have to retreat into this music para we can find ourselves again, Diba?
That's very true. That's very true, John D, because for 58 days already during this ECQ, I've been living alone, like by myself. So there are times that I'm sad, I'm depressed, ganon. So I'm doing these chores. Then sometimes I noticed when I have my TV on, medyo meh, wala masyadong nangyayari. But if I'm listening to music and I blast it really, really loud, pucha, nakikita ko habang naghuhugas ng pinggan, sumasayaw ako, kumakanta ako. I mean, it's an overall better feeling. So, sakto talaga yung nakalagay dun sa If you remember this quote dun sa Music Museum, that life without music is a mistake, I live by that. I really live by that, man. So, I mean,
short of a TikTok video, Eric,
don't just
Go. No. Pero, in fairness kay Eric, he's really been exploring different facets of himself. Ang galing na niya magluto ngayon, di ba? When I go to social media, gutom ako parate.
Man, I'm a frustrated musician. I'm a frustrated singer also. I mean, I like music, but I can't perform it for whatever reason. But I really appreciate you guys. No, I mean, it's really happier when music is here. Kaya nga when John D said, I'm gonna invite Jay Ortega over, and I go, who is he? He's a musician. So I started researching about you. So sobrang totoo lang excited ako for this episode. So man, thank you very much for being here.
To add to what you were saying, you were watching TV, diba? Medyo meh. Kasi you're watching TV, you're looking at somebody else's adventure, right? When you're listening to music, it takes you right there. It's your adventure.
Right there, man.
You're there.
Magaling.
In music, it's different when you're just watching someone else's adventure on TV, and that's the big music.
Yeah.
Jay, just watching you sing that Michael Jackson song was a big pick me up.
Baka naman we have some do we have Joy's original stuff?
That's what I found. Eric was asking me to look for one of his songs.
There. This was the first single for the album of Homes.
Goodness.
This whole video was just made by myself and Aliyah. My wife actually did it.
Nice. Let's check it out.
It's like a home video, really. It's footage of me and my wife traveling.
There you go.
You're into motorcycles also,
Yes.
Sounds pretty groovy,
Thanks, man.
Sole.
Yeah.
Cruising down your road, anywhere we go, babe, we got it going on.
Be playing, doing it.
Lighting up a spiff, be there in a jiff, hey, doing it in slow-mo. If you get my drift, feeling super slick, I'm like a dynamo.
Galing,
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Maybe it's just me, two and two makes three, babe. Ménage à trois and go. Ooh, do it together, baby. Do it together.
That's awesome, man.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Galing.
That's so good.
What kind of motorcycle was that?
It's a Moto Guzzi V9 bobber.
Oh, wow,
It's a
solid.
900cc bike. I haven't been
Astig.
able to ride this whole time, man. My bike is not even here. So we sold our house before the lockdown. So we were supposed to build a new house somewhere else in Nuvali. So now we're all stuck here at my mom's. I don't have garage space here, of course. It's not my house. So my bike is at the rent office and I'm not able to ride, man.
Oh man, Hassan.
Wow.
I was actually planning to buy a bigger bike this year.
You ride?
Yeah, well, right now I have a scooter, yung automatic lang, and I plan to buy a bigger bike this year. So I'm just toying around which ones.
That's his gateway drug. Eric's gateway drug.
Yeah, I remember you started with a scooter muna, and then wala na yan, Rick, wala na yan.
Yeah, it started with an electric scooter.
Electric
nakatayo
scooter
lang,
ka muna, yeah, nakatayo lang.
And then I bought yung Kimco like. Tapos ngayon, I'm thinking to buy the Honda Rebel or XSR 700 na Yamaha. So,
wow. That XSR is amazing. That's amazing.
I know. So I'm like,
ano daw ha? It's, I suggest I went to Honda riding school.
I did. Yeah, I did too.
You did? Oh, there you go. It's a big help, you know?
Solid.
That XSR kasi, bro, that's not a beginner's bike.
I see. Yeah.
Very funky. Just a little twitch of the throttle and that thing flies.
Ayan.
Sige.
Oh, guys, there's Aliyah posting this YouTube channel. You can check it out.
Yeah.
You guys viewing this, you can forget about everything we talked about here, but don't forget about the YouTube channel of
Yeah. It's on top beats naman eh. So they can just click on that and they go straight to Ang galing.
We'll come up with a link.
Kasi in fairness, Jay, ang ganda ni Aliyah dun sa she's pretty naman talaga. Pero that video, pare, ganda ng pagka-shoot. Who's manning the camera?
My son was behind the camera.
Okay.
And then some of the shots, obviously, we were traveling. So that was just Aliyah and myself, selfie lang.
Galing. What camera did you use for that? Did you use like an actual mirrorless camera?
What camera Tristan used, Ali? Basta it's a 4K, 4K type of camera. So medyo mataas naman the quality of
okay. Kaya pala. Yeah.
Minsan GoPro lang, okay na eh, di ba?
Actually, yeah.
Pag GoPro lang, todo wide angle.
Yeah, that's right. Oh,
right.
Jay, hinihiritan ka naman ni Julio. He has a comment on you,
Jay is the funk soul brother. Julio is also very knowledgeable in music, by the way. He knows his stuff. Pero ano yan, rocker through and through yan si Julio.
Rocker through and through yan talaga. Rock and roll yan.
We should have like a regular weekly episode that talks about music here. Kasi I'm sure John D and Eric naman are also big fans of diba? You guys also are into music, John D, Eric?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Very much so.
So we should have like a once a week program about music and have Jay over and then some of the other guys to
let's do it every Wednesday.
Yeah, every Wednesday.
Pwede.
That's awesome, guys. A lot of musicians will love you for it.
Yeah, let's do that, man.
It'll be a productive way to really help the musicians, diba? Si Jay can introduce one not so popular but good musician every Wednesday. He can bring it over to the show, and then we can help this person, diba? Find a way out of the lockdown, diba?
I'll do anything for my fellow musicians, man. Perfect. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you for providing the platform for it.
Sure.
Of course. Yeah.
We could definitely help each other out here. Primarily, we were thinking, John D, Eric, and I were thinking that this platform could be used to disseminate information, to inform the public, to let people know what's going on, and let them know that they have other people who are concerned about them, and we're thinking about them. And now it's time also to give the musicians also a platform to come in and say hello, right?
Right.
That's awesome. Yeah,
So can get right now is a blessing. It really is.
Anytime, absolutely. Any way we can help, okay, we'd be more than willing to do it. So yeah, Abid says it's a good idea. Let's do that. Wednesdays.
Wednesdays is for us to let our hair down and really relax lang with with the stuff which really enriches our souls, di ba? Kasi ganun naman talaga pag music, di ba? It really speaks to us on a very profound, fundamental level. Si Eric napapasayaw, si Ron. Yeah, it goes straight here. So talagang we owe this to ourselves also, di ba guys? Na hindi pa IATF and the pasaway, whoever people in our lives, di ba? We can talk about something which is really, really pure.
And ang maganda rin dito, if we do this as a regular thing, more and more ideas will come up. And it will be shared and people can copy it, di ba? And then build better ideas out of it. And it's just going to help everybody out, right?
Yeah, we're hoping, Jay, that the people who come on who are not, used to creating their own content can use this as a springboard of some sort. Like maybe they can get ideas from here and then probably like use it for their own stuff, so they can generate, for the musicians. And then again, going back to that, like you can
it becomes content.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
So do we do you have other questions, Eric, for Jay here?
Wala na, medyo actually at first itong episode na to, when Jay started talking about their current plight during the COVID crisis, medyo nalungkot talaga ako, man. I was like, I'm really trying to rack my brains on coming up with a good idea on how to help the musicians. Pero wala eh. But just talking about music actually uplifted yung feeling ko, and I'm actually happy right now for whatever reason. So yun lang. I wish Jay the best of luck. Keep on making those content, man. I already followed you. I'm telling people to follow you. And hopefully we come up with an idea. And okay rin yung sinabi ni Ron kanina na hopefully the government will actually step in and help out the artists, the musicians there.
We do have like media stations in our disposal, like PTV4, and we have FM1 and FM2. So there's that. We can ask those guys who run those run those networks for the government.
Mahirap actually sa radio now, kasi like with the EP I just released, I've been trying to get it on Jam 88, and even them, whatever they're playing now, that's all pre-recorded.
Okay.
So it's hard to put new stuff out there right now. So the only way talaga is straight na to Spotify,
straight na talaga,
and YouTube.
Right. Yeah. Besides, your market is there already. They're on the platforms.
Yeah.
The ones
right.
Yeah. The ones that you want to tap are already using those platforms to discover music.
Right.
So I guess our job is to make sure that they find you.
Yeah.
And sometimes even just a simple thing as word of mouth, that helps a lot na rin.
Yeah, man.
We'll
be more than glad to help you with that.
Thanks,
definitely.
Yeah.
So we'll use Pop Beans as a repository for your content and your creative juices. We probably like siguro Jay, apart from your wife, siguro si Aliyah can do a 10-minute video on how to do great shots using your mobile phone, stuff like that, like very simple things that people find useful.
I try to make new content also just to help promote the EP. So I wrote down questions to be asked to me so I can interview myself, essentially. Wala naman kasi. But Aliyah, who shot it for me, she set everything up for me, the camera and all that. A phone lang, actually. She shot out her own questions, apparently. So, nag-produce her own.
Di ba?
Nagkaroon ako ng content na kahit pa paano relevant dun sa gusto kong i-promote.
Right.
Little things like that, can help din.
Astig.
Cool. Yeah, sige. Let's do that. John, do you have like additional questions for Jay?
No additional questions today. In fact, we're going to be continuing this aming chat group after I'm done with the evening prayers with my son. Malamang, probably yan. 200 messages na yun sa chat group. Di ko na nga nababasa eh.
Pinagtitripan tayo ni Julio at ni Mike ngayon, malamang.
Malamang.
So, Jay, this is not the last time we're going to be hearing from you. Definitely, you're going to be.
Anytime,
I'm hoping that you frequent our program. So, we're looking forward to that, engaging with you.
I've been watching na rin. I'm a fan of your show na.
Great. Thank you so much. Jay, you have a few last words? Maybe you want to send shout outs to your fellow musicians or your friends?
Jay, go.
You guys can follow me on IG. I'm Homie Sisgood. You can follow me on YouTube, Jay Ortega, Holmes as well. I'm also on Facebook. So all the social media stuff, that's where I promote my new stuff. On the 29th, I'm releasing a new single called Super Steady, written by Dan Hill, featuring myself. And currently, I'm recording a new song that I wrote with Dan Hill, Joe Corrientazo, and Mon Rodriguez. So please do watch out for that. And please also follow every OPM, every local musician out there, because not to toot my own horn, but to toot the Pinoy's horn. It's world class. It's world class stuff that we're putting out there.
Yeah.
And I hope you listen to everyone that's out there, that are artists that are trying to, because this is the only way we can try and survive these times. Thanks, man. Thanks, Ron.
We're right
Thanks.
behind you, bro. We're right behind you.
Wow. Right behind you. Wow, this is a fun episode.
I know.
Thank you
Solid.
so much, Jay. Oh, you have one last message to read before we go.
Si Tonyo Celdran. Yeah, it's another football teammate of ours from Ateneo de Zamboanga yan eh. Yeah, the Zamboanga boys.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Si
Thank you also
Tonyo is
to your...
actually related to Carlos Celdran eh, so
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's actually related to Carlos Celdran. He was in Carlos Celdran's Wake.
Wake.
Wake, yeah.
And G,
Carlos,
thank you also to... Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Jay, thank you also to your wife, Aliyah, for, for supporting the program.
Tapos she hopefully she will agree also to help us, with the content we need for this Wednesday thing, this regular Wednesday uplifting musician thing.
Yeah,
sure.
Oy, Jay, may humabol pa for you. Si Chuck Piadok.
He's a cool guy, man. Today he just posted him receiving his copy of the Radio Homes album on vinyl. So
Okay.
Oh, no way.
he's an awesome guy.
That's big.
This guy has a collection of records, of tapes of all the artists. Yeah, man. He's a really cool guy.
I'm just hoping that the generation today, they can appreciate vinyl. It's totally different experience if you listen to music on vinyl. It's really
Personally,
different.
it's the best way to listen to music for me. It sounds warmer. It feels
warmer. Yes.
Right beside you.
Yeah.
There's certain depth to no, when you listen to vinyl.
Yeah.
Especially if you listen to the old records, like the ones that were recorded analog, really analog, not the digital.
Right.
From a reel.
Yeah.
All right, Jay, thank you so much, man. I mean,
thanks.
This is one of the most fun programs we did so far in the last week and a half.
Medyo light, Medyo light.
All my pleasure.
Sige, thanks. Sige, Ron, you take us out, Ron.
Eric, final words?
Yun lang, keep safe, keep wearing masks, guys, and just a reminder, when ECQ or the modified ECQ is lifted, it doesn't mean everything's going back to normal. It's still, the virus is still out there. You still have to be safe, and keep yourself safe, and keep the people around you safe as well. Be responsible.
Tama.
Good night.
Tama. Good night.
Johnny,
Tama.
we can't.
Well, we all know. Thank you so much. I mean, the virus is out there, but hope is in here. And let's do the things which bring hope into our soul, diba? Let's enjoy the fact that we have this beautiful Filipino music that we can always go back to and enrich ourselves with. Because, as I always say, we live in joyful hope for the lifting of the ECQ. And one of the things which will make our soul sing is really the Pinoy spirit in us. So stay safe, and obey the quarantine. Walang pasaway, ha?
Oh.
Yeah, we're in this thing together. You're not alone. If you're tuned in, you're watching, you're by yourself, don't worry. We're right behind you, like we told Jay here. And don't forget, guys, the reminders of the government. Make sure to wash your hands, wear a mask, and keep social distancing. Okay?
Yeah.
We'll be back tomorrow again for more Istoryang futBOLERO. Thank you so much. On behalf of Eric, John D, and of course Jay, our special guest for tonight. This is Ron Poblete. Have a good one. Good night, everyone. See ya. Bye.
Night.
Good night. Good night. Ayan.